Hello everyone, and welcome back to Resident Evil 5. So we're continuing where we left off in the last video. We made it through the last area where there was a laboratory that was doing experiments and studying the progenitor flower as well as housing the liquors, which for my opinion is like bad laboratory design.
Okay. Take this. I'm coming. Are you okay? I'm coming. Don't be reckless. Thanks, Lana. Looks like we have to go this way. Okay.
We found a lot of information that I feel is very helpful into understanding how we got here. Essentially, they were doing experimentations on these flowers, and they discovered that after many, many, many years, because the lead scientist that was installed in this area to do experiments was there from when Spencer had did his expedition to Africa, which was back when Spencer was a young man, back in like the 40s and 50s. And he basically was able to synthesize a progenitor virus from the flower's DNA, which could theoretically cause enhancements to the human physique. And we know that Spencer used this virus as an experiment on children that he had basically taken, was probably given, or had bought, and was using them to create what would have been a series of Uber soldiers, or was supposed to be Uber soldiers. We know from Wesker files that out of all of the candidates, only 13 survived, and then only 2 seem to be active, which is Alex and Albert. Obviously, when Spencer told Wesker that he was to be a god, it was because they were essentially using these children to create super soldiers, yes, but also to get the dosage right for an adult, because the files say that they gave them a small portion of the virus when all of the children had hit puberty, and that they were supposed to come back when they were adults to get the second dosage, the full dosage of the virus. And if they survived as an adult and ended up changing and evolving into this higher human that they were essentially trying to create, then Spencer would have been able to take that virus and inject it into himself and also transform into a higher being. But because everybody essentially died after receiving that second dose, whether that was purposeful, like they came back, or it was in secret, like agents went out, found them, put it in whatever food that they were ingesting or injected it to them when they were asleep, they ended up dying, like they didn't survive.
Missiles?
Why would they need these, do you think?
Maybe they're planning to start a war.
Alex obviously did not inject herself with a progenitor virus because Spencer trusted her a lot more than he did with Albert. And so she was working on her own version of immortality, which we will find out about in Revelations 2, because I have plans to play it. But Albert had injected himself with the progenitor virus in Resident Evil 1 prior to our confrontation with him in the laboratory beside Tyrant 101.
Mana, a beast is... These must be the discarded test subjects from the research facility.
Take it!
Roger.
Take it!
Okay.
You grab it!
Okay.
Sheva.
Well, glad you could make it. Up here, you two.
Excella. Where's Jill?
Jill, Jill, Jill. You're like a broken record, you know that? Just as single-minded as he said. You've spent so long trying to track down Ouroboros. Well, here, enjoy.
The Ouroboros is a new DOW. And you're planning on selling it to terrorists.
Good guess, but no. While it does resemble the BOWs based on the progenitor virus, I have no intention of selling it to terrorists.
Then what are you using it for?
Evolution. It's a philosopher's stone, one that will choose through DNA who shall proceed to the next stage. My vision and his combined, now made a reality.
Evolution? What are you talking about?
Oh, you'll find out soon enough. Everyone will. Too bad. Looks like he wasn't worthy. Only the chosen ones are fit for the coming new world.
Excella, wait!
I don't think Capcom ever fully explained why Wesker was better suited for the progenitor virus than the other candidates, but from Excella's speech, it sounds like they're banking on it being like a numbers game. It sounds like they're hoping that if they expose the progenitor virus infused Ouroboros to a large amount of people, which is like millions upon billions of people on Earth, that out of those millions and billions of people, there will be a handful that come out the other side, just like Wesker. But it's essentially going to kill a lot of people in doing so, because the candidate that we just fought, this guy, he seemed to be a good candidate. He was essentially like, I'm okay, I'm fine. But then Ouroboros was like, no, we don't jive with your cells.
It's up to you! Burn that son of a bitch!
So there was something that I came across on Twitter from a Resident Evil fan account. Basically, this fan account goes into background of things, like they look at stuff that we may have missed, like Easter eggs within the level, or just going into the lore of the game, or hey, what do these characters like to do based on these cutscenes and other aspects of the games. Like recently they just talked about how we know that Chris likes to go fishing, but letters from Barry to Jill or Barry to Chris talk about them going to drink and also working out and all this other stuff. So it's really cool kind of little detail things that if you want to impress people about your knowledge of Resident Evil, you would just go to this page and memorize a fact, right? So something that they were discussing recently was that in this game, in Resident Evil 5, in the temple area, you can actually see fossilized plagas littered all over the places, like the stones and the columns and some parts of the floor. And it's a really cool aspect because I didn't notice that they were there. I played this game multiple times and I never noticed that they were there the whole time. So that kind of puts the lasers into context. I was like, why do they have lasers? I don't know. It's traps. It's kind of like Indiana Jones. Don't put your hand in the light or you're gonna get spiked through or something like that, just kind of homage to those types of movies or those types of books. But no, it's because the reason why they created lasers is because the Plagas is weak to fire, and those lasers will set you on fire especially quickly because they're concentrated sunlight, which means that they are essentially like beams of plasma, right? And so they're pointed out that there are depictions on like murals and things like that scattered about that I missed completely of possible Defiants being attacked by Plagas infected tribesmen of their own brothers or sisters, their own family members, friends, and that there's motifs of this large flower that looks like the parasitic bloom of the Queen Plagas from the OG Resident Evil 4. So yeah, that leads us to the conclusion that obviously the people that were living here were waging war against the Plagas by using these lasers to essentially like take out large groups of mutated individuals and like their friends and family. And then over the years, the people that are living here, the ones that are, you know, descendants of that tribe, have been protecting this area against, you know, people who are hoping to look for treasure, hoping to come and find like the flowers and flowers, because I think those progenitor flowers are actually just like a different form of the parasitic bloom of the Plagas.
Are you okay?
And of course, this lines up perfectly with the notes that we have from the head researcher that was brought here by Spencer, who said that once they infiltrated the temple, the people who lived here, the tribes members, the descendants of these people that were plagued by the Plagas centuries ago, have been fighting tooth and nail to get them out. They've been like sabotaging things, they've been attacking like their defenses and just doing whatever they can to get these people out of here because they don't want them to be infected by any Plaga spores just in case they decide, hey, I'm going to start mining, or B, they don't want them to take any of that out of this cavern because they know the threat that the Plagas has to the wider population of the world, you know?
what's all this nonsense about evolution and being worthy? What does she mean?
Something about a philosopher's stone and selecting DNA. Doesn't matter what she says, she's just a terrorist. End of story. We can't risk Ouroboros getting out of here and infecting people.
Then let's go take care of business.
Use this!
Take it!
Roger.
Sheva!
I wonder what Ouroboros is comprised of. Like, we know that Wesker has been collecting information and all kinds of other research notes about the various viruses that Umbrella has been creating or had a hand in, whatever. He's been he's been collecting that information. He took Steve's body for study. He probably found Nosferatu's body as well, Alexia and Father. He probably found that body as well on top of the helicopter pad. And then he also took Krauser's body for study. So there's a chance that when he mixed the Veronica virus, or the mother virus, as Alexia called it, the Plagas, which is like an ancient organism, because they theorize that microorganisms, algae, basically like simple single-celled organisms, viruses, bacteria, have been around since the Earth was being formed. And so they are the first signs of life on Earth. And so he makes the virus that Alexia had synthesized from the termites, the plagas, which are ancient prehistoric creatures or parasites, and then the progenitor flower, which probably has also been here just as long as the plagas, and then mix those three ancient bacteria and viruses and parasites together to create the Ouroboros. If somebody has already figured it out, of course, please let me know, because this is my theory. Of course, I could be wrong, but this is my theory. And so if anybody has figured it out, just put it in the comments. Let me know if I'm on the right track or if I'm completely and totally wrong.
Come on, you grab it.
Okay.
Take it.
Roger. I owe you one.
You grab it.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay. check if I can move it from over there.
Get on! I've got the controls!
Okay, get this thing moving. I'll check if I can move it from over there.
Get on! I've got the controls!
Give me a grenade.
Use this.
Take it.
Roger.
You grab it.
Roger. Reload.
No, something's stopping me.
Nice shot. It's going up again. Tanks, take this.
I need ammo.
Okay, use this. Got him. Reload.
For now, I am done yapping about Resident Evil lore, and I kind of just want to bring you guys up to speed about some of the things that are probably going to be going on over the summer for Resident Evil 6. So my hope is that I really only have like probably 3 or 4 videos left of editing to do, and then from there I will start recording Resident Evil 6, which should take us through the summer, give or take. And then after that, it will be a small break because hopefully by the time that I finish Resident Evil 6, I will have a little bit of time to myself before school starts again, because I do work at a school. And so before school starts, so then I can relax for a little bit and then get started on recording like other things for the rest of the year. And I have a few games that I want to try out, like RoboCop, of course. The Obscure 33, the game that just came out recently, looks really interesting as well, that I want to try to play. And then, of course, there's like 1,000 other games that I want to try out. But I do need to get through this Resident Evil playlist at some point. So the only games that we have left is after 6 would be 7 and then Revelations 2, because we already played Revelations 1. And that should really take us through the rest of the year into next year, and then we're done. And I'll have a nice comprehensive list of like Resident Evil games that I can play currently, because I don't have access to some of the other ones, but the ones that I can play currently. And then when Resident Evil 9 eventually comes out, I'll add it to the list. And hopefully by then, I'll be able to play some of the other Resident Evil games either through emulation, or I was able to find them and buy them so I can play them on my consoles. So yeah, fingers crossed that I can get through the rest of the Resident Evil games in a timely manner, release them, and then kind of go, hey, let's play something else, like RoboCop. Or let's play the Rage and Bloom game that came out from Don't Nod Studios. Or let's play Claire Obscure 33. You know, like let's do some bunch of other different games that are not survival horror. Not that I don't like survival horror. I love survival horror, but I do like playing a variety of different games, and so I'm going to try to play a variety of different games. So fingers crossed again, hopefully, knock on wood, or whatever, that we can get through this.
You grab it.
Okay.
getting close to the end of the video, so I want to go ahead and say my goodbyes now. So thank you so much for joining us. Again, I'm going to try my best to get through this. I know I said I wanted to try to do maybe just an intro and an outro, but I could not stop yapping for this video. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to get everything that was on my mind out. So now that it's out, the next video should go quicker. Until I see something that I'm just like, wow, I really want to talk about that and see what you guys think. So, again, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to let the rest of this play through, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Give me a can of first aid spray. Come on!
Evolution. It's a philosopher's stone, one that will choose through DNA who shall proceed to the next stage.